A rescue flight arrived this weekend from Houston, Texas. On board, more than a dozen dogs in need of a home.
Yeah, the dogs were in Houston area shelters before the hurricane hit. That's an important note. They were sent here to make room for an influx of dogs found after the hurricane. Some of the dogs went up for adoption today at Spokanimal. KREM 2's Laura Papetti has an update on that.
These dogs have been through so much, some of them living on the street before they got to a shelter in Houston. Then they survived the hurricane and now a long flight to get here to Spokanimal. But while we were here at the shelter today, 4 out of the 7 dogs that made it here were already adopted. But we wanted to check in and see how the 3 were doing that were still left.
So she seemed just about perfect.
6 other dogs like Gamora have traveled a long road to get close to a home. Before getting to Spokanimal this past weekend,
Good sit, good girl.
it was a long haul. Let's go back to where it began. This story begins here in Houston.
They were there for the hurricane, and who knows if they've been strays, owner surrenders, they've been put on a plane, and they're just happy and sweet, wonderful group.
Then relief came in the form of a plane with Rings of Rescue. The nonprofit rescues animals across the country, taking them to shelters to get adopted. After a long flight from Texas, the dogs landed this weekend in Coeur d'Alene, where they were given to local shelters, including here at Spokanimal, where 7 of the dogs can complete the final leg of the journey and find a home. At 11 a.m., they went up for adoption. The first to find a family was Trixie.
That's pretty amazing. And she seemed to do all right too, so that's a long flight.
While shooting this story, 4 dogs were adopted. When we packed up, 3 dogs were left, and we wanted to get an update. Larry, a lot of energy, wrapped in fur and ready to love. Runt, who was so scared he could barely look at the camera, but has the sweetest face. And Nebula, playful, happy, and ready for a big family. And this is just the beginning. The shelter says more planes will likely come from crisis areas like Texas and Florida. More very long trips that for some have already come to a good ending. Reporting in Spokane, Laura Papetti, KREM 2 News.
Oh, wow. Those faces.
I know, they're just so great.
So sweet. You said you want one and I want
know,
another, but
absolutely.
we don't have permission to do that.
We don't, do we?